Hi everyone, today we're going to be talking about savings. So this is one of the videos where we're going to go into detail about a core financial literacy topic. So today's savings, let's get started. So first, before we go into some types of savings investments, let's talk about why we should save our money. Saving your money can help you grow your money with a relatively lower amount of risk associated. And this is great for short and long-term goals. For example, buying a car would be a short-term goal that you would say you save up for, but also longer-term ones like saving for college. And saving your money is a little bit different from investing just because saving typically means you retain your cash, while investing involves putting your money into other types of assets. So some types of savings accounts include these listed below. And again, like I mentioned, you generally put your cash in and over time it grows. And these different types of accounts have different functions. So you have your traditional savings account. Then there are also high yield savings accounts, certificates of deposits, a 529 savings plan, money market accounts, and also health savings accounts. And we're going to talk a little bit more about them in the coming slides. So when you're thinking about a savings account, you might be wondering what the difference is between a traditional one and a high yield savings account. So a traditional account, they typically have low rates of interest, but you can easily withdraw your money to your checking account. And many people have this kind of savings account just because it's useful in day-to-day life. You're able to easily deposit money, take out money, and use your money at any time. However, a high yield savings account is really good if you want to grow your money by a lot, by a higher interest rate. They have way higher interest rates, but there are some restrictions. They usually have withdrawal limits, and this means that your money has, you have less access to your money than you would with a traditional account. And high yield savings accounts are great if you have a longer term goal like a college fund or maybe you want to grow an emergency fund. High yield savings accounts are great for that because you're not going to be needing the money immediately. Now let's talk a little bit about money market accounts and certificates of deposit. These may seem a bit unfamiliar, but I'm going to break them down so that you feel a bit more comfortable with them by the end of this video. So money market accounts have interest rates that are similar to traditional savings account, and your money can be withdrawn without penalties. However, they do have limited investment options, and you typically need to have a higher minimum balance in your account than you would for a traditional savings account. So that's something to consider when thinking about whether to invest in a traditional savings account or a money market account. Then you have certificates of deposit, and these are great for long-term goals because they have higher interest rates, but your money is locked into that certificate for a period of time, and that's usually like 3 to 5 years, but it could also be longer. But these certificates of deposit allow you to grow your money, but you have no access to it during that time period. Lastly, a 529 savings plan is a state-sponsored investment account for education. These earnings grow tax-deferred and you can withdraw them tax-free when they're used for educational purposes. So a lot of people get these kinds of plans. They set them up when their child is born for them to go to college in the future. And over time, these savings plans can grow by a lot. So it's important to start early if you're planning to create one of these. However, in a 529 savings plan, the investment options may be limited just because it is state sponsored. So they do have some restrictions on what you can invest in, but it's really great if you're planning on going to college and you want to save up over time. Okay, now we have a short Blue activity, so you guys can put your knowledge to the test with this. I have the link here and I'll also include it in the description. Here are the sources I used for this presentation. Yeah, and thank you for watching this video. If you want more information on financial literacy and if you want to check out our other content, please do so. We're on projectfinlight.com, and here on YouTube, we are Project Finlight. Thank you for watching.